Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you're doing good. I am here with Eric from Sage News, and we got some trucking updates, some shipping updates. Guys, remember when it cost $32,000 or was being published for shipping a 40-foot container from China over here, and everybody was losing their minds? Well, good news. Actually, it's not good news. It just got worse. Eric, what's going on?
Yeah, well, what the issue is that you're right. At one point, somebody actually said, "Hey, how much to get that container from China to here?" And they're like 32,000, and everybody was like, "Wow!" They just threw that number out there just to basically say we don't want to ship your freight, right? Yep. Well, the issue is with all these downtimes and demurrage and everything like that. And I'm going to grab screen while I'm talking. The price per container is ending up cost around $40,000 by the time you pay for all the time sitting at anchor, demurrage, detention, extra fees for trucking. And this is out of the Maritime Executive. And basically it says, according to Project 44 analysis, the estimated time between January and November 2021, that 238 billion worth of cargo experienced significant delays outside of the ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach. Further estimated that during 2021, the average of 540,000 20-foot equivalent TEUs per month were waiting outside the port, and on average 377 container ships per month at anchor waiting for a berth. While the data from the HSBC, they set the average cargo value at $40,000 per 20-foot container, 3.2% finance cost, and Project 44 estimates that the shippers found themselves paying about 106 per TEU per month.
Okay, hold on real quick. Can I just jump in there? So everybody, the number I said, when everybody was losing their minds about shipping costs from China to America, those were for 40-foot containers, right, Eric?
Correct.
Okay. Now, if these numbers are correct, what they are putting out there, Project 44, they're saying that essentially now a 40-foot container can cost upwards of $80,000.
Yeah, because basically a lot of stuff's based on 20-foot equivalents. So they kind of say that two 20-footers is going to cost you, one 20-footer is going to cost you about $40,000 by the time you pay for detention, demurrage, and all those fees. By the time it gets to you, that cost is $40,000.
So it could almost, it could be safe to say, I mean, unless we get different information, they could cost upwards with all the fees and everything, $80,000.
Correct. By the time that, and especially if they start to remember, Long Beach and Los Angeles, we're going to also enact the hyper detention, meaning $100 per day compounding until you get your container out of there after 9 days. If that kicks in, it could be a ton of money. I mean, because there's times that they're waiting just to go through customs for 30 days.
Yeah. So something that I want to bring up to people and put this in the forefront of your mind, this isn't something to be afraid of. In the short term, higher prices are scary because they're higher prices. We got to pay higher prices. But the reality is the best antidote for higher prices are higher prices, because as prices go up, people just start going, the heck with this. I'm not going to do that. And we saw it with lumber this last year. I'm not going to pay that much. And what happens is demand falls or collapses, and then the prices have to collapse. But Eric, isn't this going to affect all kinds of companies? I mean, do you see in the next, I'm really excited about Q1 results of 2022, because I think that's going to tell a lot of how many companies are literally saying, hey, your shipment got here, and they go, heck with that. I'm refusing it. I can't, you didn't give it to me on time. They'll figure out some kind of clause in their contract to say, I don't want that because I can't afford that cost.
Right. And a lot of times you have insurance for things like that because it didn't arrive on time, because it is coming by seas and things like that. So they might weigh that off. What it's actually going to do, which could be good, is a lot of shippers and manufacturers here that are looking from Canada are going to look at that and say, well, would it have been better for me to manufacture it here or manufacture it? So now you have them actually going back to the table and running the numbers on what it would cost to either manufacture here or manufacture someplace else.
You know, you just brought up a really good point. You talked about insurance. When Bear Stearns and Lehman Brothers went down, AIG was taken down with it because of all these insurance derivatives that were being popped off, or contracts being popped off doing the mortgage-backed securities. Is it possible? I mean, I'm assuming that there are specific insurance companies that work directly with shippers for this kind of insurance, right?
Yeah, it's Lloyd's of the biggest one, that kind of the main insurance that insures everybody else is Lloyd's of London. Am I pronouncing that right?
That's a pretty small group, right?
No, not at all.
No?
They're a big boy. So they're the ones that insure all of everybody else. So they're the big one.
I think this is what we should make the title about, because I mean, if you think about the amount of insurance policies that are insurance contracts that were, these premiums, or what am I saying, Eric? All of the insurance gambles, the bets, come on, what am I thinking, Eric? Do my job for me.
All the insurance claims?
Yes, thank you. All these insurance claims that were filed this last year because of freight either not getting to the intended purchaser, the right person on time, or let's say it was damaged because of mold. We're hearing that all over. I mean, I've heard there's some vegans running around with some moldy food right now, right?
That would be me. Like I said, there have been times that we didn't, we normally go to the store. We don't worry about it. We don't check the dates. And I didn't check the date. We grabbed some and it was dumplings and it was mold in there. It was actually mold in there. And I went back and said, to the guy, I said, hey, this is the second time this happened. And he says, we're tossing a lot just because the dates we're getting it are now closing. And normally you would have 2 months or something and would still be good. Well, those dates, because they're not getting on time, is closing. So now they might only have weeks to put that out. And they're not getting it out.
Yeah, and it's not just vegan food or any kind of food. I mean, I'm hearing stories of shoes that are showing up to the store, all molded boxes, because of the amount of time on the ship, the silica packets, it's too much for them to handle. So yeah, I think this might be the real story, is what's going to happen with these large insurers of freight in the next, let's say 6 months. I think that's a story we're going to have to start watching.
Yeah, that's something I'll make some calls about. It's a good thing. That's definitely something to follow up on now and get proactive against it. Absolutely.
Yeah. And guys, if you're in the shipping industry, or you're a trucker, or you're just a consumer that really wants to know why my stuff is going up and will it get worse, consider subscribing to both the Economic Ninja and Sage News, because we're going to try and do our best to bring you the biggest stories. And hey, we've got one breaking here pretty soon about a large trucking company that might be giving up its bonuses. And I'm going to tell you what, I have family involved too. And if any of you guys know what I'm talking about, because this is code right now, I want you to send us your information in. It's a big trucking company. They give big bonuses ever since they've been around. And now they're talking about quitting that, which is going to put a lot of truckers and store managers in a lurch. So if you guys have any info on that, send in an email. Eric, do you have a good email to take these inquiries?
Yeah. I actually have, our email, which is, hang on, don't tell me what it is, sageninjanews@gmail.com.
Perfect. Yeah. If you guys have any information on that trucking company, a very large one in America that is possibly getting ready to quit, either decrease drastically or give up its bonuses. And to be honest with you, we want to break this news story. Well, we want to do it the right way. So
absolutely.
There's a lot of stuff going on, guys. So with that being said, I thank you for watching, and the Economic Ninja is out.